Hi, boy. Hi, boy. Hi, boy.
Hello, how you guys doing? I'm doing good. Just this weather is just nuts, bro. Like we went from super warm weather to super cold weather back to super warm weather. I'm so over it. Mother Nature needs a mite all. But yeah, we're here tonight. We're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna go ahead and check out what's going on in the world today, see if there's any protests going on. I can also show you guys the protest that went on earlier today so you guys can get a feel for what's going on. But first, I wanted to go over this with you guys. This is from Newsmax. Carl Higby, we pay taxes to the government so that the government can spend our money on shrimp running on treadmills. What the heck? But let's go ahead and jump into this film, Oh my gosh, into this video.
Tax day, baby. Pay your bill because millions on welfare depend on it. We got fraud
Jeez.
to pay for, sexual misconduct in Congress to cover up, billions of money going to other countries that give us
For
absolutely
real.
nothing in return. Oh, and don't forget the $40 million a week that we're still giving to the Taliban as of today. But the good news
Lord.
is it's less bad this year than it was over the last 4 years.
Thanks to promises made, promises kept, through the working families tax cuts, the president has delivered the record refunds to the American people. The average refund this filing season is over $3,400.
Sounds great. And yes, Trump's big, beautiful bill stole less money from us in taxes because, again, tax changes is theft. But don't ever celebrate a tax refund, folks. I would rather under withhold all year and pay at the end of the year, because if you get a tax refund, it's because you gave the government an interest-free loan all year. And this is probably the first time I've ever heard the government say this or understand it, that you and I know how to spend our money better than the government.
For real.
President
Well,
Trump and Republicans
maybe.
in Congress have always believed that the American people know how to spend their money better than the government does.
Thank you, Caroline. The best part about this is the government steals more money from you by forcing you to do the work for them. And the average American actually spends 13 hours and almost $300 to file their taxes. I mean, think about what a scam this is. There's the G-man comes in, hey, you owe us taxes. You say, oh, okay, how much? Well, you have to figure that out. You should actually hire somebody to help you do it. And you're like, oh, okay.
Basically, you go to work, you pay taxes because you go to work, you know? And then when you get your check, taxes come out. Then you go to the store with the money you have left over after taxes have been taken out of your money that you worked for. Then you pay taxes on top of the things that you buy. And then if you go out to eat, if you decide to go to the movies, whatever, right? You pay taxes on that. Then you have to pay taxes if you own a house. You have to pay taxes on that. You have to pay taxes if you're going to buy a car. You have to pay taxes on taxes, right? So what I mean by that is, like, when you do your taxes at the end of the year, they're like, you know what? You didn't pay enough. We need to charge you more. You're going to pay more taxes. And it's like, why? Y'all already charged me all the way up until today. Like, are you kidding? Like, I agree. I think tax is theft. I think that we should just abolish taxes and just, let us do what we do best with our monies. Like, that's just my thought, but y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment below.
Hey, you don't know how much I owe you? They're like, nope, no idea right now. You say, okay, well, what if I get it wrong? Well, the G-man comes back and says, you go to jail.
Oops.
Don't pass go. Don't collect $200.
That's my favorite line, guys.
Word, here we go. Every year, I sit there and wonder the same thing you're probably thinking. What the hell does the 100,000 IRS employees, at least under Biden, do all day? Watch, now, I'll probably get audited, but it's worth it. This is crazy. How complicated our system is. And it's the government's fault, by the way. But as a result, we have to spend time and pay people with our own money, taxed money, of course, to make sure that we comply with their outrageous pile of laws. I go back to James Madison. Well, actually, I want to go back to the Boston Tea Party with our current tax code, but James Madison nailed it. He said, quote, if the laws be so voluminous that they cannot be read or so incoherent that they cannot be understood, he goes on to say basically they're irrelevant. Our tax code is 4,000 pages for just the initial laws. Add volume 2, another 2,600 pages. You've got some commercial tax notes in there, another 4,000 or so pages. But when you add in the footnotes and the annotations and the clarifications, it amounts to about 70,000 pages. But you got to make sure that you have this year's version because the tax code has changed 4,680
Oh my God, yeah,
times
it
just
always
from 2001
changes.
to 2012. We don't even have recent data of how many times it's changed. But if you did your taxes solely based on that, and I've told you this before, you would go to jail because that doesn't account for the changes in the tax code that resulted from the
the people in
additional
Congress don't go to jail.
2 million pages of court cases won or lost that changed, clarified, or nullified various parts of that tax code as recently as last month.
Yep.
Keep in mind, the original federal tax sheet was 1% and 2 pages of instructions and 2 pages to file it on that we were told back then in 1913 it was going to be temporary. And to think our founding fathers started a war over a 2.5% tax hike in a breakfast beverage, and look at us now. Now, most people think that tax day is because it gives you 3.5 months to file after the end of the year. Okay, that may be, but it also signifies the average date that most Americans actually start keeping the first penny out of their paycheck. Yeah, I'm basing this off a $250,000 salary a year, which is a very healthy income. You will work January and February and a bit into March just for the federal government in income taxes, Social Security, and Medicare with no deductions. That's the same Medicare, by the way, that is completely being defrauded by the billions right underneath our noses, and Democrats are covering it up. But it's cool. So now after you pay the G-man on the federal level, you're under 200 grand. Good news, too. If you make more money for the crime of paying more in taxes, the federal government graduated our tax code, so you're actually going to pay an even higher percentage of the more money that you make on top of that. You get no additional representation. Just hand over more money to the government so they can light it on fire. And since I live in the Socialist Republic of Connecticut, let's do that one. We can tack on what we pay in income taxes there. I know a lot of states don't, but I do because I have nowhere else to go because I have to work here in Manhattan, okay? As high as 6.5%, another $16,000 off a $250,000 salary, bring you into the end of March now working for free just for the government. Maybe the beginning of April. Who knows? I mean, depends. Now, you still haven't taken anything home yet. You're down to about 175 to 180 grand-ish is what you're taking home after just state and federal. But that's simply for working. Let's get into what you pay to just exist and live. If you own a house, you got property taxes.
Exactly what I was saying, guys.
Depending on the size of the house, the town, or even how close you might be to water. You're down to 165 grand. You buy stuff. Groceries, things, gadgets, Wheedly Bops, anything. 6% and change in Connecticut. That's probably about 4,000 to 5,000 a year for most people in that state. This goes in part to our bankrupt pension system that was so poorly managed by the Democrats. So now you're down to about 160 grand take home of your 250 that you were making. Now you got the gas tax, depending on how much you drive. This could be an extra G or two a year. Call it $159,000 salary. Don't forget your vehicle taxes, registration on top of that, buy any booze, go out to dinner. If you have a dog, it's $19 if it's not neutered. But if you spend the $300 to get it neutered, they give you an $11 a year break on the dog tax. Okay? Most towns do these neat little things like assessments and permits, just another name for a tax. Sewer assessment, service charge for your electricity bill, permit to have a shed. That's still a tax too. Oh, you like fishing? Tax. They call it a license fee, but it's a tax. Oh, and when you pay that license fee, there's a 50-cent convenience fee for paying it on their website. Newsflash, also another tax. You want a gun permit? I think we're up to almost $200 now for that in Connecticut.
Jeez.
A tax for a constitutional right in the Constitution state, in a state full of libs who call voter ID a poll tax, which is an equal right. Oh, you've got use tax. If you bought something out of state, you're supposed to self-report. Yeah, I'll get right on
That's
that. Trash
crazy.
tax, bottle deposit tax, an extra luxury tax
Business
on
tax,
cars over
individual
$75,000,
room
which is
occupancy
basically
tax.
any
What
new
the
car
heck?
now. Business license tax, hotel room tax, insurance tax, dry cleaning tax. Don't use the hospital. There's a
provided
tax for
user
that too.
fee.
Oh, calling
my God.
911. There's a tax for that too. But
Estate
don't
tax,
worry, that's already built in
tourism
automatically to your
surcharge,
mobile phone
rental
bill in
surcharge.
Connecticut. You got greenhouse tax, whatever that is, because I already pay an emissions tax.
Property
so I guess that one they're just taxing me for
tax.
farting. Don't you dare die, by the
Get
way.
taxes
They will
for
tax
the
you for that
tags.
after hitting your family up for the sales tax on the coffin that they put you in. And add that up, and it can be another 10 grand of taxes, bringing you down to 149 and change a year. 100 grand gone to the government. So we basically work from January through May for free. So the greedy G-man can waste our money on shrimp running on treadmills and leering centers in Minneapolis so some Somali can ship the money back to Mogadishu. And for all that, the government doesn't even listen to us.
Nope.
For example, 83% of Americans support voter ID, and our representatives won't even pass it. But yet we're supposed to applaud a 2% cut. How about a 100% cut? Because the government laundered, stole, and wasted about $100 trillion in my lifetime.
That's so crazy.
Tea, anyone?
That's crazy. You see all the taxes now. When I lived in Chicago, and I just recently visit, family that I have in Chicago, I ordered pizza. Okay, pizza, guys, just pizza. Okay, to have it delivered. It came out to like $195. I was like, good Lord, is this pizza made out of gold? Like, why is it so expensive? And then I looked at the receipt. There was like a delivery tax. There was a sales tax. There was a county tax, a city tax. I think there was like a beverage tax and like, cause sugar, cause we had pop with it. And then I forgot what other taxes, but it was ridiculous. I was like, I paid like a lot of money in taxes. Like this was ridiculous. I was like, it would have been cheaper for me to physically go and get the pizza than to have it delivered because the prices was ridiculous. And I understand why people get stuff delivered because it's convenient. And your girl lives in a rural area, so when you live in the middle of nowhere, guys, you don't get stuff delivered to you. So, I understand it's a luxury to get stuff delivered to you. Like living in the middle of nowhere, you basically got to drive a long time to go get your stuff. So you usually have to make runs like maybe once a week, maybe twice a month, because it's a long trip to grab all your necessities. So yeah, being able to like call and order a pizza and have it delivered, that's a luxury, but it hit my pocketbook. I was like, there's no way I should be paying this much for a pizza. Like, no, this is ridiculous. But yeah, that's crazy. I agree. I think taxes have gotten out of control. And, I really hope, I really wanted Trump to abolish taxes like the way he was trying to do so that we would basically live off of tariffs. But the problem with that is that the Democrats were like, no, we're not going to abolish it. And I'm pretty sure some of the Rhino Republicans didn't want to do it either. Like, it was just ridiculous for them to say, like, well, no, we need to make sure that we can charge you guys, money because why not, right? So, yeah, that's what's going on with that. I just want to show you guys this video that I had found. It was so interesting. I haven't watched it, so you guys will see my reaction to it. But I definitely wanted to watch it with you guys because sometimes body cam footage, I be watching it and I be thinking to myself, like, why? Like the other day when we were watching it and all these people, like, I think it was yesterday when we were watching it on a live, the chick that was like just being belligerent to the cops, it could have went so much smoother. And you're just sitting there looking at TV like, girl, shut up, stop talking, just, But no, these people feel so emboldened just to talk their ish, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is why you get locked up and then you want to cry because you're getting locked up. So yeah, so I have this video. This one is pretty interesting. It caught my attention because of the title of it. So hopefully it's not clickbait, guys. But it says this is from Midwest Safety. Police discovered kidnapped woman chained to a floor. I was like, what? Like, how is that even possible? But let's go ahead and jump into the video, guys.
Yes, there actually is a woman chained up in a house. Officers from the Louisville Metro Police Department in Kentucky are dispatched to a neighborhood after a 911 caller reports a woman chained at the neck, yelling for help from a broken window of a house.
Wow.
As officers arrive at the location, they have no idea how fateful their actions.
Now, hear me out, guys. So during like the Biden administration, when he let other people come in all willy-nilly, and all these people were being dropped off to Chicago on buses, right? I have friends and family, like I told you, that live in Chicago. So one of my, family members was telling me like, oh, I was walking, to school because that's where they work. And I saw this girl like hitting the window. And she's like, I don't know if it was just like a Halloween prank or something, because they were holding up a sign that says help. And so I was like, bro, call the cops, because even if it was a prank or, just do it and let them make sure that the chick is fine. And then she was telling me like, oh, the person that lives there is a migrant, and, they were a Muslim, and the girl was young. And then she found out later on that, and this is a couple of months later, that the girl was like 16, I think, and she ended up being pregnant, and she ended up losing the baby. And then one day they were gone. Poof, they were gone. After I guess my mother-in-law called the cops because she was really worried, about the situation. But it's crazy to see that because, again, nowadays you don't know. You don't know if people are pranking you. You don't know if it's like a person just purposely trying to set up her dude because, some chicks be vengeful like that. So it's hard to decipher what's really going on. And to me, always the easiest way to do things is just to call the cops and let them deal with it. Let them go in there, assess, and decide whether or not, this is a legit thing to look into. Because then at that point, it eases my heart to know that if someone was in trouble, I helped them. And if they weren't, good. Now they got in trouble for being stupid, But yeah, it's crazy.
Would soon be, as the full story plays out on their body cams.
Put it go down? Yeah. I got a bunch of loot. Yeah, it's... let's shut back. That one's hard. Which window she kick out? Huh? Which window she kick out? There's no window to kick out. Hang on one second. Which window she at? Where? 213 Baker to radio. Be advised, we do see a female chained up at the top window. We're trying to make entry, but there's something barricading the door. Ooh. Yeah, this board is there too. He's boarded up everything. Everything's boarded up. 121 Charlie, hold the back and you want to hold the back or the front? I'll hold the back. Yeah, fire's on the way.
Now to a high school principal.
There should be a ladder on the side. There you go. You want to get up there? All right, we'll climb through the window. They nailed everything shut. Well, we got this though.
Another officer.
Try to kick the door in, but everything is boarded up.
Crazy.
We'll go first. Like this. Is anybody else in there? He did what? Is he Hispanic? Hey, there's a Hispanic male down the street with his friend. That might be who it is.
He's got long hair.
Long hair on the top or on the sides?
Yeah, he's got long hair.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
Where's the yeah,
I know he's got it on his feet. And he's got it on his
But there's no one else in here, right?
No, you can check. There's no.
Is it just you in here? No female?
It's me. I got close enough to get the window. To kick the window. I didn't even cut my leg. I got close enough to kick the window.
All right, we got fire coming, so give us a second, okay?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Anytime you do the right thing.
You can check everything. There's nobody else.
So is he a clean cut Hispanic male?
He is, yeah. He's got
down the
long
street.
hair. He's got long hair. He's kind of big.
Huh? Yeah, let's play real quick. Make sure.
No, we got his kittens down there. We got our 5 kittens. So watch out for them.
Like, I don't know if you could tell, guys, but Brandon's this is making me anxious. That's why you keep seeing me move, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Here we go. Hold it under next so it don't break.
Just shoot it, just, you know, like in the movies.
There we go.
That's crazy that people are like this and do this stuff. It always like trips me out because I watch true crime stuff too, and I'm always mind blown by like the stuff these people do.
Does he have any firearms?
No, I don't think so.
That's so crazy. Man, they put it in there good.
Gets me to dance, niggas leave me. That one to change my else I'm doing for it.
I think fire is good.
Let me.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
You want to try to make exit through?
He's got the side door locked. You have to get in and get out.
Can you get out?
Yeah, I don't have a key to get out. You have to have a key to get in and out.
213 Baker. We got her in chain. We're going to try to come out from the front
The
door.
front door is well, you can't open it. The door's he's got it locked.
Oh, he screwed it in.
Oh wow.
He's got a screwdriver in this other room. It's locked. In the kitchen to the left.
Nobody's in the basement, right?
No, nobody's here.
3 Baker, are you on the other side of the front door?
10-4.
This room is locked. He won't never let me in there.
Anything?
You have to have a key to get in.
Hey, I got fire out here.
I don't know.
10-4. It looks like they got the front door and all the doors down here nailed shut. You're fine. We're here now, okay? We're gonna get you out of here.
Wow.
Don't say sorry for nothing.
You need fire to force this door.
10-4. We're clear of it. You can go ahead and force it.
You bust that door.
All right, let's go in here real quick, okay? That's fire. They're forcing the door open for us.
He called me on the phone. He's like, I can see this.
Now imagine. Okay, just bear with me, guys. Imagine if it was a chick, like female firefighters or female cops. They would never be able to get out of this situation, you know, because the guys are strong. Like, I get it, there's some strong women, but ain't nobody as strong as a man. That men kind of, that's their department. So, like, I give these guys worlds of props and credits for doing this because they put themselves in a dangerous situation. They have no idea what could have been happening in there. You know, they don't know if they're walking into a trap or what, but that's crazy.
And she changed up. I was like, I'll be right there.
Watch that, man. Okay. Come on now.
Hey, did y'all clear the house?
Yeah, we cleared it. The only thing locked still is the basement door right here. She said nobody else is in here.
And the last door right there, it keeps locking.
Yeah, you had a chance to go.
Hey, Randy, grab the bolt cutters.
Who did this?
We're
Are you hurt? You need EMS or anything?
No, I just went out of here.
Okay. You want to sit out here on the porch? Okay.
You do like a little blockade so everybody's not getting videos of her. Just block with your body here. I don't want everybody to see her.
How long you had that around your neck?
4 hours, maybe 5. We have a 1-year-old daughter together.
Where's she at?
My aunt has custody of her.
Okay.
And that's why he's always fighting with me. Because they wouldn't let her go home to this house. He said, you're not going nowhere this time. He said, you're going to do it nicely or we're going to do it the hard way. When he left, I tried getting it off the floor. I got close enough to the window. I broke the window and yelled at the neighbors.
Just hold really still real fast. You want to go like 30?
Might be easier to cut the link on the chain. What kind of car does he drive?
He don't have a car. He was with his friends, but I don't know. They picked him up in the back to take stuff back to Lowe's.
What's his name?
Moses.
Moses?
Last name May. He's a stocky
Moses
guy.
May.
He's only got,
Sounds like a made-up
two
name.
tattoos of his daughter and son's name on his chest, and a Scorpio right here on his arm. And he's got a hair like down to his shoulders.
How long y'all been together?
We've been together for 3-4 years.
Y'all have kids together?
We have one daughter.
You said you don't need EMS?
No, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I think she does, guys. I think she needs all kinds of help
cleared
right
the
now.
house. Good.
I mean, yeah, we can go back again to double check. I'm not.
Let's run another search just to make sure.
Like 10 kittens.
Is there dead ones around?
No, but
Because there's like some death smelling over
I
here.
know. I told him to take care of him, and there's already 3 missing. I don't know if he killed them or what.
Carol.
I got straight forward. Police.
Policia! Maybe they should go in there and scream out ICE and see all these like Hispanics running out. Because she did say he was like think Latin. I know, guys. I know it's a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
I wonder why all these are nailed shut. Yeah, a lot of these doors are nailed shut. We really can't do nothing with them.
Do you have a gun or anything? Any kind of weapons? A knife?
He always has either an axe or a machete. He cut my hair with a machete.
When did you do that?
The 3 nights ago, that's why I left him in the first place. It was all the way down here.
So crazy, guys. Jeez. Now imagine this, guys. Because we're going through all these types of issues in this country right now, right? And there's like I guess you would say like a religious war going on, because you have people that are trying to Islamify the United States like the way they did the UK and all that stuff. So imagine that if that came into our country where they had Sharia law, this would be normal and they wouldn't have helped her. Like, that's crazy, guys.
Should I take a picture? Yeah, on the floor or whatever. It shows what
Chained up right here.
Yeah, that's the chain right there. Yeah. Or that's where it was connected to.
Did she rip herself off of it, or
no? We had to hit it with this axe.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the window she broke out. Yeah.
Good for her. It makes you wonder, like downstairs though. Hopefully no one else is in here. Did you want a water? Yeah, I'll be right back, okay? So the only rooms we couldn't clear is he has a room upstairs, a door nailed shut. She's got a basement door nailed shut, and he's got a back room door nailed shut also.
Why he had all these rooms nailed shut?
No tattoos on his face, but he's got one. It's a Scorpio right here.
Yeah, she's doing okay. We can go ahead and leave everything like it is. It's a crime scene right now. So
What do you mean it's a crime scene?
But do you live here?
No, I live at the corner.
I mean,
no, she's been staying with me. She stayed with me last night.
She's fine. Do you know what the mail looks like?
Mexican.
Long hair.
Long hair.
Is it clean cut or is it just long?
I really don't look at him too hard.
Oh, you're good.
Because I think he's ugly.
Oh, you're fine.
Be careful because he's got a brand new machete. He always carries a machete, but I don't know if it's here.
Did he hit you or anything? Is he?
He smacked me in my face.
And you've been here for, you said?
3 years.
Yeah, but you said you left.
Yeah, I left a couple days ago when he cut my hair off.
When did you come back?
I come back because I seen him riding today.
Today? You came back today?
Yeah, I seen him riding his bike and he stopped me. He was like, will you please just come clean up the rooms and I'll pay you. I was like, okay, but I don't want to fight.
Okay.
He was like, I promise I'm not going to hurt you. I said, okay. As soon as I came in, he smacked me. He locked the door with the key and I knew. As soon as he locked the door with the key, then he wasn't going to let me go.
Okay.
Window was here.
This second story window right here.
Okay, so it was open and she was just...
Yeah, she was able to get close enough to the window and push the glass out. And she was hollering for help. And this lady, I think, that's getting out of this Kia, yeah, actually the little girl heard her hollering.
Okay.
She's like, Granny, that lady's yelling for help. She got a chain around her neck. She's actually the one that called 911.
I guess they live there?
Yeah, they live right there. But I got her name and phone number.
Okay.
After 2 days of round-the-clock covert surveillance, detectives radio to patrol officers that the suspect has returned to the house. That's when patrol officers pull up to the location and find a red truck with 2 men inside, with one of them matching the description of the suspect.
What's your location?
Hold on. Can you get my location?
Yeah.
Let me talk to you, man.
Let me talk to you, man.
Hey, put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head, boss.
We just talk with them.
All right, stand by.
We have to go Monday. Stop. What are you doing?
You're just being detained right now.
Detained for what?
You're just being detained, all right? Not under arrest. Any weapons on you, boss?
We want to know if you're a party to
We
this.
just talk, we're going Monday.
219,
Monday.
1545.
All right, that's fine, man. Just hang out, all right?
Word. You go straight to jail.
On the my card.
Okay. Was it your doctor today, sir?
Is it me that you talked to?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, because I don't.
Okay. He gave me his card and I go look for him and talk to him and tell him to turn himself in, and he called him and talked to him. And he promised to go Monday to turn himself in. So what is all this harassment for?
It's not harassment. It's called doing our job. You're being detained right now, and as soon as this is all figured out, if you're not in any kind of trouble, the handcuffs will be taken off. You're not being harassed.
Okay, but that's not nice. I don't like it.
Sit down.
Oh, well.
Okay, hold on.
All right, who is that?
Jonah.
Who's Jonah?
The girl that was held hostage.
Okay. Hey, Jonah, how are you? This is Officer Clinton.
You're not on speaker, baby, so you gotta hold up.
Jonah, can you describe the suspect for me real quick? All right, is he Hispanic?
Yeah, that's him.
That's the suspect?
That's him. I know him.
All right, we'll give you a call here shortly, Jonah.
That's him.
All right, boss. What's your last name?
Moses, no.
Your first name is Moses?
That sounds like a made-up name.
E-S?
No. Well, I mean.
It's just you and your girlfriend that live there?
No, I think
Is your girlfriend in there?
No, what the drama thing.
Drama thing, what do you mean?
Like
For some reason, I thought he was a good girl.
Just because she not get what she want for money.
Oh, you're saying that what she's telling the police
Yeah, it's not
drama.
Yeah, it's drama, yeah. Because now for real what happened.
Hey, you go with this dude?
You're free to go. You have to train me up on that, brother.
Back to the academy for this guy.
Upside down.
After the academy, you go.
We just started heading over here to see if we can find him.
That's the window that she broke out. I don't think it was just her neck. I think he had her like a chain around her neck and a chain down on the ground, like a fighting dog almost.
The suspect was identified as 36-year-old Moises May. After obtaining a
Moises,
search warrant,
not
officers were
Moses.
able to fully clear the house and confirm there were no other human victims inside. However, while clearing the house, police noticed that the entire house was essentially a makeshift confinement area. There was a significant amount of work that was done to the entire house, including barricaded doors that were screwed in, boarded up and bolted windows, and a front door that used a double-cylinder deadbolt, meaning it required a key from both sides, and it was later confirmed that Moises had the one and only key. The chain used on the victim was also attached to the floor with heavy-duty hardware, rather than just wrapped around something. These details suggest that there was some planning involved to the incident, which is important in determining premeditation. After his arrest, Moises told police that the victim, Jonah, actually chained herself up because she couldn't stop cheating on him. Jonah told police that Moises threatened to kill her if she left him or went to police, and that he continuously threatened and assaulted her to keep control over her. An interview right after Jonah was rescued shows her immediate response to the situation.
He made me strip naked, and he put the chain around my neck, and then he called his friend. He said, I gotta go take this equipment back to Lowe's. When I come back, I'm gonna kill you. It's hard when you think you know somebody and you don't. I just want to see him get in jail. I want justice. I want my daughter to be okay.
Moises was initially charged with felony kidnapping, felony intimidating a participant in the legal process, felony first-degree wanton endangerment, assault, terroristic threatening, and harassment with physical contact. He would later have extremely serious charges added, however, as Jonah went on to tell investigators that Moises forced and coerced her to engage in commercial sex acts with other men. She said he arranged 5 of these encounters in exchange for money. This new information, combined with the high likelihood of premeditation due to the house being rigged up as a makeshift confinement area, led to prosecutors additionally charging Moises with 5 5 counts of felony human trafficking. This case eventually went to a jury trial in Jefferson County, Kentucky, which prosecutors said was the county's first ever human trafficking case to go to a jury trial. Theoretically, the maximum sentence Moises could be given based on all of his charges is 75 years in prison. However, after deliberation, the jury found Moises guilty on all charges and recommended the judge sentence him to 35 years in prison for his actions. The judge later sentenced Moises to 30 years in prison with the eligibility for parole after serving 20% of his sentence, which is 6 years. In past years, Kentucky law used to require a person convicted of a Class B felony to serve at least 85% of their imposed sentence before being eligible for parole, meaning Moises' kidnapping charge, which is a Class B felony, would normally enact this 85% rule. However, this statute was recently revised in 2024. Now, a Class B felony must involve the death or serious physical injury to the victim. Because Jonah was found alive with no serious physical injury, it allowed Moises to be eligible for parole after serving just 20% of his imposed sentence. Moises will be 44 years old when he is eligible for parole in 2031.
And he'd still be young enough to do anything, you know? Like, he would still be able to still go out and do these shenanigans and live his life. You know, that's bullcrap. Oh, you know what's funny, guys? I saw this video when I was scrolling through my stuff. I was watching this video. That's why it probably popped up again for you guys, but it's funny. These dogs accidentally set the house on fire. I was like, oh my God. Now it makes me rethink, because, you know, I have dogs. So it makes me rethink where I should be putting certain items. Like, I need to child-proof my home for my dogs, you know? I'll show you guys that in a minute. But to get back to the original story, that's crazy that he's only going to get 6 years for everything that he did. And he can go out and do this again to someone else, or redo it to her. Like, that's horrible, guys. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Do you think he should have gotten that 80% sentence, that he should have had at least do 80% of his time? I think so. At least that's my thought. But since this video is up, I want to show you guys it, because this was just tripping me out. And the dogs are so cute. Look at, you see the dog? He grabbed a portable phone charger. And look at him. He's chewing on it. And then it zapped him, and he's like, oh, crap. And then it just went off. I was like, oh, my God. And these dogs are just watching it like, oh, what the hell, man? I don't like that. And they're like barking at it. And then the fire starts spreading. I feel so bad for the dogs. Like, good thing nothing happens to them, you know? But look at that. That's crazy. And all from a portable charger. So because of that, the dogs were rescued, you know, because the fire alarm went off, and it was able to have fire department come in. But can you believe that, guys? Like, all from a portable charger that these dogs literally went and grabbed and started playing with and set a house on fire. This should make everyone rethink what we leave about. Because, you know, when you live at home, you're just like throwing things willy-nilly, you know, because that's what I do. And I'm always getting like reprimanded for just throwing stuff everywhere. But it's because, you know, it's my house, of course, you know. But now, because y'all know I have a husky, and she be getting into all kinds of shenanigans. It's like I have a freaking toddler. I'm constantly yelling her name because she's constantly doing things that she shouldn't be doing. Excuse me. Especially like when we go outside and we release our chickens. She doesn't chase the chickens, guys. She chases squirrels. So we have like feeders out for squirrels and everything. And this girl will start darting across the lawn, back and forth. And we have a big plot of land. So she be in some shenanigans, so I'm constantly screaming out her name for her to behave herself, and she gets like mini timeouts when we're in the yard. We'll send her back inside, give her a little 5-minute timeout, and then bring her back out. But yeah, she gets into all kinds of shenanigans, and now I started thinking like, I really gotta pay attention more to where I'm putting stuff, because I don't want her to grab things. Like just the other day, we were cooking food, and I guess we left it too close to the counter, like, because we usually have to put it in the middle so she doesn't get to it. This girl got up because it was close enough. She was like, I guess, going like that with her paws, She managed to take the whole food, and she was just there eating away. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, we went, like, my dude went to go get like something to drink, and he's like, Cara, what are you doing? And she's just like looked at him, and she just ran off. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. If you guys have pets, let me know if your pets do some craziness like she does. I should record her one day so you guys can see the shenanigans she gets into. But man, and if you look at my shorts, I have a video of her on my shorts because she's so cute. But yeah, she gets into all kinds of shenanigans, guys. And if you have dogs, y'all know what I'm talking about. Or even cats, like my cats be getting into shenanigans. We have one cat. She goes and she'll purposely do that thing where she'll knock stuff off just to see it fall, and then you pick it back up and she'll do it again. Like, these animals are so bad. Well, yeah, enough of that, guys. So I wanted to show you guys this also. This video is making its round on the internet as well. This is in regards to, and I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but this is from K4 Oklahoma News. He's a hero. Oklahoma principal injured in school shooting, credited with preventing larger, I'm assuming, tragedy. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. And I know it's making its round, so I wanted to see more about this.
Now to a high school principal's heroics, putting his life on the line to protect students from a shooter inside the school.
We were there as Pauls Valley High School principal Kirk Moore was flown to the hospital, where he is undergoing treatment tonight for a gunshot wound after stopping a tragedy at his school this afternoon. Tonight, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation confirms the suspect is 20-year-old Victor Hawkins, a former student at Pauls Valley High School. He is now in jail facing several firearms and shooting charges.
The Pauls Valley community is coming together tonight, praising Principal Moore's heroics. News 4's Spencer Humphrey is live for us tonight outside the high school. Spencer.
Yeah, Kevin and Allie, it was just about 8 hours ago now when that shooter walked in those doors here behind me at Pauls Valley High School with a gun capable of carrying out something truly horrific. But also, just inside those doors here was a principal set on protecting the lives of his students no matter what.
Certainly don't expect these type of situations to happen in your town.
This is an educator's worst nightmare.
It's something that we never even put in our head would even come to our school.
But even in little Pauls Valley, Oklahoma,
it's a small town, small school. Not a lot of things happen. No one even jokes about stuff like this because we know just how serious it is.
On an April afternoon,
6th hour ended and we were going to walk to our cars to get some stuff from our cars.
It did indeed happen.
And we heard a gunshot go off.
It was kind of like, you kind of just try not to believe it because it's like it's not Pauls Valley. You're kind of flustered. You don't know exactly what to do, but you're trying to text everybody, tell everybody that you're okay. You're trying to text your friends and make sure they're okay. And, you know, it's just, there's a lot of things, you know. We were just praying that everybody was okay.
It was a 20-year-old former student who law enforcement say walked in the front doors of Pauls Valley High School armed with a gun right next to Principal Kirk Moore's office.
Once the principal saw that the subject had a firearm, he stepped in to do what he could.
Jumped on the shooter, and in the process of that, he got shot in the leg.
We watched medics wheel Moore, a beloved 35-year educator, out of a helicopter and into an Oklahoma City emergency room, where thankfully he's expected to recover.
We actually like him a lot.
He's a good guy. He helps a lot of students. He's very face-to-face with everything. He doesn't just kind of tell you what to do. He helps you through everything, even if it's not school-related.
Pauls Valley guy all his life. You won't meet a bigger Panther.
By nothing short of a miracle, Principal Moore would be the only person needing a hospital Tuesday.
I can't overemphasize the actions of school staff, the people that don't have firearms for protection, stepping in and protecting their kids. It was amazing for me to see that today.
If it wasn't for the actions of the principal and the staff, I don't know what other outcome we have.
He's a
hero.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I know the word gets thrown around quite a bit, but he is a hero today.
A title that unfortunately may just come with the territory now.
Just want to say thank you. God bless him. Thank you.
Even in little Pauls Valley.
Because he saved a lot of people today, and he's a good man.
And tonight, investigators still on the scene here processing everything that happened out here. They still have the school actually taped off behind us. All that's to say there is no school here tomorrow. There is no school district-wide here in Pauls Valley tomorrow. The superintendent says these kids and these teachers, these staff, this community just needs time to process what happened here. That said, the district will be bringing in counselors to talk to anybody who needs to work through what they experienced today, something that nobody should ever have to experience in a school. Reporting live in Pauls Valley, Spencer Humphrey.
I think if people never experience stuff like that, you know, they probably wouldn't talk to somebody. But, you know, people like me who are from like the hood, yeah, that's like a norm for us. So it's not even a big deal to have to deal with situations like that. But, you know, good on that principal for putting his life on the line to protect his school, to protect the teachers, the students. Like, man, yeah, definitely. I would say he's got the hero title for himself at that point. There's no doubt of that. But yeah, that's a crazy situation. This is what's going around the internet right now, about stories about this. So I thought it was a really good thing for us to kind of look at and, you know, maybe brighten our day, you know, because there's always something crazy going on, and you know, it's good to be able to see, you know, some positive stuff coming out, you know, instead of always like with the negatives. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that video. We had other couple of things going to go through aside from some protests that were happening, like I said, during the day. So I wanted to also talk about what's going on in Iran. There was different stories coming out talking about how Iran like feels like they were double crossed by China, because like China was like, I guess, agreeing to like something with Trump. So, and you know, again, it's hard to suss through all of this because there's so much propaganda going through from both sides. It's like you don't know who's being honest. Um, all I could do is just look at the actions of the people and see what I'm seeing on screen and see like, okay, yeah, this is the right story. But again, who knows? Maybe it's all fake. Maybe it's all AI generated. I have no idea. I know there's a new thing going around too, where people are talking about, like, you know how we had like the Illuminati and the New World Order, and this was through like the richest, I think it's like 7 or 13 richest families. Alex Jones talked about it a lot. And the deep state. So now what people are spreading around, I guess, on social media is that Trump and China are creating a brand new version of the New World Order. So it's not the same as the ones that were with the richest families and the, you know, deep state. So who knows if that part is true? Like, there's so much stuff, guys. Like, it's getting like nutty out here. And we're not even into summer yet. We're barely into spring. So as it gets nicer, more chaos is going to be coming through, guys. But yeah, so let's jump into this Iran story. This is from the 5. The Irans were bluffing. Let's go ahead and see what's up with Iran.
President Trump announcing that America is closer than ever to the end of the conflict with Iran as his blockade on the Strait of Hormuz chokes the life out of the
And he said after this he's going for Cuba, so it's kind of like what I've been telling you guys.
Trade going into and out of Iran by sea. Now, according to CENTCOM, listen to this: 10 vessels have complied with turnaround orders, and 0 ships have broken through since the start of the U.S. blockade on Monday. Here's the president speaking to Maria Bartiromo.
Is this war over?
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over. You know what? If I pulled up stakes right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild that country. And we're not finished. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal very badly. If you told me that we were going to be at only $92 a barrel, $92 a barrel, I would have been very surprised. Gasoline's coming down very soon and very big.
So you think gas prices will be lower before the midterm election?
I think they'll be much lower before midterm, much lower.
Meanwhile, the Democrats are still doubling down on their desire to see Iran win this conflict. Virginia Senator Mark Warner is now suggesting that America's the bad guy here.
In so many ways, 46 days in, America.
You know, sometimes I want to tell these Democrats, you know, like, I wish I could talk to them in their face just so I can, like, pop off on them. Because you had 95,000, because we did videos on this, guys. You had 95,000 protesters in Iran that were murked by the Iranian government, by the regime. And this is what prompted Trump to kind of get involved, because he was like, y'all can't keep doing that. You should just let them speak their mind. You know, you don't need to murk them. And they continue to do that. And so this is what happens. And that's why the Iranian people were celebrating this. They were like, yes, please take him out, you know, just like the way the Venezuelans were. They were so excited. We've had videos on it. They were all cheering and like partying it up because they're like, yes, you know, you guys got Maduro. And now y'all saw videos about it too. The Cubans are up next, and they're the ones that were like up and down, you know, in Miami and all these places protesting, saying, please, Trump, please take our dictator next. So it's like, it's funny because you have the left and you have all these Democrats literally cheering on the bad guy. And I'm so surprised that the people on the left, like the voters, well, I shouldn't be surprised, but I still am, that they're okay with their side rooting for a dictator. Like, what? Just because you don't want Trump to have the win? Like, this is going back to what we keep saying about how Trump could cure cancer, and the Democrats will tell you why cancer is good and why it's bad that Trump is curing cancer. Like, there's no winning for this guy, you know? But yeah.
Is less strong, and the Iranian regime, which is, by the way, more radical than it was before, can it, on some level of truth, say, we just took on America and Israel and fought them to a tie, although maybe even more than a tie. Looking at how we are viewed around the world, we have spent 75 years trying to say, with all our flaws, and God knows we got a lot of flaws, we were the good guys. We don't have that claim anymore.
A lot of Iranian talking points proliferating, Jesse.
The United States has never been stronger, and I've never been more proud of the Navy. We came in, they said there was a quagmire, they said we had no strategy in the street, and we took 2 missile-guided destroyers and sailed them right up the gut, right down the middle, miles off the coastline, and Iran didn't do anything. They said they were going to do something, they did nothing. They sent 1 drone, we knocked it out of the sky. Right now, we're doing some demining operations, and guess how many mines we found, Kaylee? 0. The Iranians were bluffing. So we're going to continue the demining operations to create a little safe passageway for these other foreign tankers. And once that's over, we do a few escorts and we hand it off to the NATO navies. Iran is closed for business completely.
For real.
They can't sell anything to anybody else. They can't buy anything from anybody else. And if you notice, there's not a lot of stuff built in Iran. Okay?
Nope.
So, especially after we bombed all their steel and petrochemicals, they're done. They're going to lose about $500 million a day.
Stick a fork in them.
All their oil wells are going to probably blow up in about 3 weeks. They can't store it. And China can't suck up all that cheap sanctioned oil anymore. And sooner or later, Xi Jinping is going to call the gay Ayatollah and say, no mas. And that's what you see happening here.
He's a gay Ayatollah.
3 aircraft carriers about to be in the region. 10,000 more Marines who can either do boarding, seize card, coastal assaults if they get cute in negotiations. And negotiations are pretty simple now. The only leverage they have once they lost the strait is uranium. And it's buried under the rubble. We're keeping a close eye on it, and they haven't moved it yet. So the market loves the blockade. We've already recovered all the losses since the start of the war. The S&P just hit an all-time high today. Oil futures are in the 80s for June delivery, and gas here at the pump is down from last week's highs. I'm sure it'll go much lower. I'm not saying this thing's over, but this does look like, and anything can happen, that Trump is about to stick the landing, and we'll just pray it happens.
You know, and Dana, you did have Caroline Levitt today say nothing is official until you hear it from us, but we feel good about the prospects of a deal.
Well, I think that the economic pressure, obviously, it's just like here, right? What people think about their pocketbook. And so that's true of the Iranian regime as well. So because they don't care about their people. The people were basically had no money. They were starving.
Yeah.
And the Iranian regime said, oh, how about we give you $7 more a month? And the people said, heck no. And then when they protested, and then we know the rest of the story, unfortunately for them. But this actually hurts the regime Because then, as Jesse was saying, if you're losing $500 million a day, like you can't operate, and that can't take it doesn't take very long to hurt a regime in that case. I do hope that if they decide to meet, that it's not meeting just to meet, that it's meeting to say, you are going to agree to our terms and we will meet with you. And if they're just going to come and try to drag it out, I wouldn't meet, and I would keep the pressure on, as I think that they are saying that they would be willing to do. I think President Trump on Sunday, this is just 3 days ago, called into Maria Bartiromo's show and said the gas prices might be lower, they might be the same, they might even be higher. And then today he said they're definitely going to be lower. I don't know if I would promise that, but if the trajectory would be, yes, that would seem to be the case. But one last point here on American energy independence that we enjoy versus what other countries have to deal with is that some of them are saying, being told, work from home, don't drive, turn out your lights. They're figuring out a way to do everything they possibly can all throughout Asia because they are more dependent on the energy from this region. It's more proximate to them. China gets 73% of its oil from the region. So it does hurt them as well. So there's
big hit to
incentive to try
China.
to get this done. And if China is doing anything, hopefully they are telling the Iranians, get with the program.
Yeah, and the blockade, to Jesse's point, does appear to be working. We gave you the numbers, but I want to play this from CENTCOM. CENTCOM put this out, and this was a warning sent to the Iranians. It's really interesting. Listen to this.
Do not attempt to breach the blockade. Vessels will be boarded for interdiction and seizure, transiting to or from an Iranian port. Turn around and prepare to be boarded. If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force. The whole of the United States Navy is reinforced with force.
Jessica, the reason I play that is because previously the Iranians have not understood words. They didn't understand Joe Biden saying don't, hence October 7th. They didn't understand Barack Obama and the deal, hence the violation of the deal. They understand that because you have a president that's used hard power and used force.
Sure. Listen, I hope that we end up with a very sparkly deal and that everybody on our side gets what they're after and that we can return, frankly, to some of the original goals that we had before the goalposts were shifted very dramatically down to what Secretary Rubio was talking about, which I call the skinny goals, like the Skinny Inflation Reduction Act. And maybe that's possible. But at this point, it sounds like you're still pretty far apart with the 5-year offer from the Iranians, apparently that we asked for 20 years, which wasn't even satisfactory for President Trump in terms of the enriched uranium. So I wish you the best of luck, right? And for the people who are going in, and I think Dana makes a really good point that you shouldn't go just for the sake of sitting there and looking like you're trying to get to a deal. You should keep up force and pressure and make them really serious when they do come to the table. But, you know, we're all focused on the Strait of Hormuz, which is the critical choke point in this conflict at this moment. The Strait of Hormuz was open before this happened. So we're blockading the blockade that came into existence because of the thing that we did. So we're essentially just trying to undo our work. And Donald Trump sits there with Maria Bartiromo and he says, you know, it'll take them 20 years to rebuild their program. Do you remember what people were saying about what happened just over the summer with Fordo, right? Their nuclear program was obliterated. There was no possibility of rebuilding it. And then just a few months later, we were back to they're going to have, 11 nuclear bombs in a matter of weeks or whatever it was that Bibi Netanyahu was saying. So we're obviously getting some mixed signals here about what they can do. Mark Warner, the point that he's making about the regime, I think is important to consider because we're not doing regime change anymore in the way that the Israelis were hoping to. It wasn't an ideal scenario to have the Ayatollah's son take over, who we all agree is more of a hardliner. But the Wall Street Journal did a deep dive piece today on what the regime will look like afterwards. They have the former head of the Iran desk for the Israelis who said
that's only if the son is even alive, because isn't the thing that he's like in the hospital and nobody's actually seen him yet?
Chief Mohammed Bagher Zolgadar, I probably mispronounced that. He's a former Revolutionary Guard commander. Apparently, he was so extreme that when he was in charge, Soleimani actually quit for a little while. The guy that we took out, that President Trump, you know, he begged like a dog. I think that's what he said about it. He was so violent and so extreme that Soleimani was like, I'm going to take a little breather from working from this guy. So we are leaving in place, if we get out now with a deal, a regime that is much harsher than the older Ayatollah that we had before this. And that's
important to consider. Yeah, a lot of ifs there, and Greg, regime change was never the goal, but a non-nuclear Iran is the goal.
Yeah, none of that stuff means anything to us. The Strait of Hormuz was open before. Well, that's because Iran had the power to keep it open and close it at will. Now they don't. They have closed it before, but now they can't close it. That is gone. You can't pretend that the last 45 days didn't create a global change that is so positive. I would almost call it, Jessica, dare I call it a sparkly victory. Yes, it's a sparkly victory. I like that. I'm going to use that from now on. The only people who were right about this were the people who said, I don't know anything, and the people who said, do not trust the judgment of people who said Joe Biden was sharp as a tack, the laptop was
real,
fake, and the border is secure. If you had those two positions at the beginning of this 45-day affair, you would look like Nostradamus in a Miss Cleo.
Nostradamus.
You were dead on, because you are right. Now, you filled in all those gaps of uncertainty with faith because you saw how Trump acted before, and you said, you know what? I think he probably does know what he's doing, but he's not going to tell the press that is in a
There's too many leakers too. So I think he keeps it close to the vest.
If stuff in Iran is bad for us, it's good because it's bad for Trump, forgetting that it's still bad for us. It is the Trump America First alignment problem that has been vexing the left forever with every 80-20 issue. What is good for Trump is good for America. If we want something bad for Trump, then it has to make America suck. So, and it's vice versa. So if you feel great that Trump is screwed on Iran, then you also must accept that America is screwed as well. But that's hard to do when you're faced with such a lopsided contest. Jesse points it out, Iran's nearly militarily finished. And the leaders that are left, I mean, you're talking about as though you don't, they are scared to death of each other. If one of them cuts a deal and the other one doesn't, this one dies. It's the prisoner's dilemma writ large, where mistrust is going to lead to tremendous consequences. I don't know how they get into that. Add to the fact that the media cycle has been replaced by a hysteria cycle. Hasn't affected us, maybe Jessica, but not me. But you know who it affected? Europe. The hysteria cycle turned the entirety of Europe into losers. They followed our press, and they didn't help out a friend. You know, as customers around the world flock to the United States for oil, what is England doing? What is Spain doing? What is France doing?
Sarah, we're going to sit this one out.
I believe that we should take the Falklands back, even though they weren't ours, but just to teach England a lesson. Like, you know what? Who helped them on the Falklands?
And then give it to Argentina. Then give it back to Argentina.
Yes, yeah. We helped England get Falklands, and they said, "Fuck off." No. So the thing is, why do so many people hate America first? If it's not just Trump, it's also the underlying concept of being mean. That they see the planet as everybody working together. They have no clue that every other country would do exactly what we would do if they could, because a good leader leads their country first. Even, you know, as much as you hate a certain leader, that leader is trying to operate for his country, unless they're like complete despots, you know, whatever. It would be nice if other countries were as good as America. Then we wouldn't have millions of people clamoring to get in. So I think it's pretty funny that the anti-American left refused to account for the world actually thinking we're better than they are.
That's a very sparkly point, Greg.
Thank you.
Sparkly.
The sparkly victory.
You said sparkly as a denigration of something that is truly majestic. It really is majestic.
Oh, sparkly is embarrassing to say, but majestic about a deal that doesn't even exist, or a conflict that.
I'm talking about the last 45 days.
It's been majestic.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
We have different definitions.
Tell me what is not amazing.
Don't get her started.
I know, but she will have to try very hard.
No,
that's why she had to pivot away from Straits of Hormuz. Look, Trump let all the midwits gorge on passed around opinions and just sat there and got it done.
Yeah,
It's already done.
But you would say that all of our allies don't even have their own intel, which, by the way, we were mad because they weren't going to share with us anymore.
We got to run, but
you know what's not majestic, though? How much your gas costs.
There you go. There you go. You didn't care about that when Biden was president.
Actually, I
but we
did.
can
For
actually
real.
show you why your gas is going up.
We know
This,
why.
We still don't know why gas went up under Biden. Why was
Inflation
it?
went up because there was a global health pandemic. Oh, well, yes, because of Hunter's.
Jessica, we gotta run, but something that would be truly majestic would be for your colleagues to root for the sparkly deal that you're rooting for. So we will see.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah. I think they hit a point because, like, when Biden was in office, like, everybody was like, oh, he's so smart. He's got everything under control. And the rest of us were watching him and we're like, bro could barely even stand. Like, dude walked around like a lurch. And, even when he would talk, he would like trail out. Like, okay, I know I go on tangents, but damn, this guy would go on crazy tangents that made no sense. And then he would make up words like turn on a shot under pressure. Like, what is that? And bat a calf care. And you're just sitting there like, hello? Like, what does that mean? And so him talking about all this nonsense and then openly saying like racist things and nobody calling him out on it was crazy to me too. Like when he said, you're not black if you don't vote for me. It's like, bro, what? That's ignorant as heck, But yeah, I mean, nobody cared about, the cost of eggs back then. Well, some people did. Okay, I shouldn't say nobody. Like, I cared about it. Like, I didn't want that's why I got chickens. I was like, you know what? I ain't going to depend on farmers or anybody else. I'm going to do my own thing and get my own chickens and get my own eggs and stuff like that. That's why I told you guys I want to get a goat because I want to do goat milk. I would do a cow, but I heard that you have to gas them, and I don't want to do that. Like, if I have to physically do that, I don't think so. No, I'm good. I'd rather stick with goats. Plus, they're cute and funny. But yeah, it made me start going into other avenues because all the prices with Biden, was horrible. And we went from Trump's economy the first time he was in office, where I was like, man, my wallet was fat. I was like living on top. Till we got into Biden and my wallet went, shoop, it shrunk. And now we're back in Trump. And it's like, I could feel it, but not really. And I'm waiting and I hope that it goes up like the way it did during Trump's first term. But who knows, guys. But yeah, you never got complaints from the left about any of this stuff that they were doing. What Biden was doing, how terrible a job he did, how he had the border open, how Kamala was like, don't come, And that was her way of saying for the people at the border not to come over, even though all of them were wearing Kamala or Biden shirts, their shirts saying like, we're for Biden. Yes. This is the reason we came because he told us to come. And then her talking about like, when they called her out on it, saying like, well, the borders are. You haven't even gone out to the border. And she's like, and I haven't gone to Paris either. And it's like, what? What does that have to do with the border? So under their administration, everything sucked. Everything was horrible overall, I would say. But, hopefully it gets better, guys. Hopefully it gets better. We'll wait and see. And we'll definitely be calling out, if Trump screws it up, definitely going to call it out because I'm not a full-blown Trump supporter. Like, I'm not MAGA. I'm definitely right-leaning, but not MAGA. So if he does something I don't agree with, then I'm just going to say it, like, straight out. I don't have a problem telling people what I think. And even if I'm wrong about it, like, that's fine. You guys can get up in your feelings. And if you feel like I'm wrong about something and it's just based off of feelings and not facts, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I've told you guys before, I've been wrong about stuff, and I appreciate and I love every one of you guys because y'all keep your girl honest. Y'all give me facts so I could go ahead and fact check, and I'll be like, I even shout you guys out in videos and say, per this person, they gave me this, and this is what it turned out to be. My bad, yo. Or I would say like, for example, there was a person that was called me out about like, what was that? Immigration. because I was saying them based off my experience, like my grandparents, my friends who got here and did it, went through the whole process. It was quick. And they were saying, no, it takes about 20 years. Because I was saying, kick out these people that have been doing this for 20, 30 years because it should have been done. But this person was like, look, here's some information. Go ahead and look. And so when I looked at it, we were both right. Because like they said that some people, yes, the average would be 5 years for people to go through the immigration process where you have no issues. It only extends longer, which is rare, for people that have constant issues on their immigration process. Like, let's say they're missing a document or they need like a letter or something, you know, so it kind of pushes it on longer. So I shouted that person out because I was like, you know what, bro, you're right. You're right. It does. It's not always short, but it's definitely short, but not always. So I was like, I was right. You were right. We were all right. Let's just leave it at that, you know? But I definitely appreciate you guys. That's why I love when you guys give me comments and recommendations. I really like looking into everything you guys show me. I got some new ones just recently about some videos to do from Tom McDonald. So your girl's going to be sending out some reaction videos for you guys. But with that being said, we know why you're all here. We're all here for the protests because we like to laugh at these leftists getting their due. So let's jump into news to share. This was like, I think 3 days ago, I want to say 4 days ago. So let's jump into this video, guys. Sorry for the cuss words, but y'all know my channel is already kind of spicy. You know, I didn't understand why they had adult toys there until somebody explained to me that they were saying for ICE to like suck their D, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I didn't get it. Sometimes your girl is a little airheaded. I don't mean to be, guys. Why? I had a friend when I told her about this situation and how they had like over 600 of those adult toys there. My friend was like, hell no, I would not be going over there with that. She's like, you know how expensive that is? Hell no. I was like, well, no, I don't know, but let me know. But she was telling me that, you know, they were pretty pricey. They're like, I think she says like they range from 50 and over, depending on the toy and stuff like that, and style, I guess. I don't know. You see, that's the thing I was telling you guys. Oops, that's what that means. I was like, oh.
What seems to be the problem? You don't do anything. Voter fraud. Voter fraud. Voter fraud. I'm giving you one.
That doesn't even make sense.
On the other side. Go. Are you fucking Let's go. Okay. Keep going. We're going. 5 minutes. You said 5 minutes. Come on, let's go. Want to go to jail?
I wouldn't even be comfortable, guys, with that, honestly. Like, you guys probably can't tell because I'm pretty dark, but my cheeks are going rosy, okay? Because I'm blushing.
Why would you just give us 5 minutes to clear out? You give us 5 minutes to clear out?
Are you driving people? Are you driving people, Costello? Fuck you! Fuck you!
I know this voter fraud is a lot to deal with.
It is. We shouldn't have any illegals voting in our election. So I'm okay with ICE being at the voter places, the voter polls or whatever. Where you go to vote, guys.
There's plenty of dicks here. Please don't throw them at law enforcement. We're trying not to get arrested today. No felonies. Are you sure you only need one?
Well, I mean...
Yeah, well, actually, here.
I only have so many hands.
Yeah.
Why?
That's clever. Did that work?
Hold on, let me give you a better suction grip. There you go.
I know there's the forehead.
No, it's not sticking today.
Jeez.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I was talking. I should have brought some.
Yeah.
I'll put it there.
Yeah, there you go. If you get arrested, make sure it's in your pants so they have to pull it out.
That's terrible, guys. I think this is just like horrible, you know? I should put like a disclaimer on this one. This one's definitely gonna not get monetized. Well, I'm not monetized anyways, but this is definitely gonna get flagged for no one under a certain age. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them, you know? Because I think these leftists do it on purpose. Ew. Sorry. I think they do it on purpose because they like to get the people on the right channels. They like to kind of get their channel shut down. That's why they do this. Just so you guys know, I suck at these games. We were playing this like the last time. Well, not with those things, okay? Like the little bags. And I can't throw for nothing. I kept missing.
You're right, it's the blue one.
This is so stupid. But at least they're not being violent. You know, at least that much we could say. They might be stupid, but they're not being violent.
Wow, this is actually really hard.
Like, what is the point of all this? Like, I feel like this is so pointless. It's disgusting too. Like, I'm sorry guys that I have to show you guys this. And again, you probably can't see it, but my cheeks are getting rosy again.
This thing is well made. This is a well-made cock. Run in, children.
They should have went to Spencer's and got like some candy. Because I know Spencer's, they sell like, you know, adult stuff. Like for bachelor parties and bachelorette parties. I go in there for the piercings and like sometimes for some of the clothes. Because anywhere that they sell like Harley Quinn stuff, I usually go and buy. Or if they sell like the Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff stuff, I like go buy. I have some outfits that I dressed up in for like Halloween and like cosplay for. So that's why I tend to like look for that style. Oh good, it's almost over, guys. Jeez.
These are our streets!
And imagine if they have little children there seeing this stuff. That's disgusting. But then again, we know the left likes little kids. I mean, it's in their flag, in the alphabet community. Just keep that in mind, because they have the MAP, which is the minor attractive person. But at least I'm going to give these people credit. At least they're peaceful for now. So that's good. And I said this before, there have been peaceful people, you know, for like BLM, and then you have the agitators come in, or like the Antifa members, and they just start wrecking stuff, and it ruins the movement, to be honest. Like if they were really trying to get their point across by doing it where you're not like being ignorant and hurting people, your point would get across much smoother, you know? I wonder who's funding all this, because all that stuff looks like it would cost a lot of money.
That was incredible. We have a system. We do have a We would have been fucked otherwise. You're amazing. Thank you. Yes! Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Which one do you want? I want you to sign this. Yeah. I think the flip champion's really pretty. Okay. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Can you feel for the poster? I did it. Move me. I had a heart attack. I got it.
I feel like these people act like children, man.
How did I start holding this?
It won't stick!
Your blood's on it, and that's hardcore, man. That's fucking sick.
That's gross. Dude, did you guys hear about that other law? That's disgusting. Gross. I think it was, I want to say Illinois. I gotta look it up. But I had just saw that supposedly there was a law that was being passed where they were going to be allowing people, like they were like, I think revoking or something like that, or like taking it away again, where there was a law that you would get charged for spreading AIDS or HIV, and now they're repealing that law.
This is Tupperware party.
It is a Tupperware party. Anything else? I've come prepared.
Krishna is dead. Muhammad.
Oh, this went into the next one, which is cool. I don't mind it. This was 10 days ago. To arrested as Jake Lang leads Easter Crusade March in Washington, D.C. So I'm cool with that. That it went to the next one.
This is our country. We will not allow invaders, Hindu and Muslim invaders, to take our country. All these false prophets are dead, but Jesus is alive. This way. Jesus is alive! We are living in a beautiful time in America where we still have the power to take to the streets and say, Muhammad is dead. Krishna is dead. Buddha is dead, but Jesus is alive. Our country was founded, this church right here, was founded by white Christian men. And our country will be saved by strong men that are willing to stand up and proclaim this is the salvation. Not the Republican Party, not the Democrat Party, but Jesus Christ is how we take our country back from these invaders. The Founding Fathers framed and outlined the Constitution and said, for our posterity, for white Christian men. Christians, you will not have a future in this country unless you stand up. You want to see 15 years down the road? Look at London, England. We are here to put God right back where he needs to be. Out front and center of the White House on Easter, showing that America is a Christian country. We are not here for your multiculturalism, for your diversity. It is destroying us. The degradation of our Christian country comes to the point where people think it's okay to come out and to do their cow worship. They're washing themselves with cow urine in Texas. The Hindus are washing themselves with cow urine in Texas.
Ew.
They're paying farmers
Gross.
to bring their cows to their homes and start to do sacred rituals
their so-called humiliation rituals. Who took
That's so gross.
this cross right here is the only way to heaven. These false prophets will lead you to the basement of hell.
Oh, that chick's back again.
The cross of Jesus Christ is the only thing underneath heaven that has the power to save men from sin. The tomb is empty. Jesus Christ has pardoned us from our sins. Jesus Christ has opened up the door to heaven for you. All the Americans out there, including the Episcopal Church that told us today that America is not a Christian country. Well, that's a stretch to even call it a church. There is repentance being offered to all Americans right now, including the churches with the transvestite flags outside. Country in the future, but it is yours to win, or it is yours to lose. If you decide to stand now, you will save your country. If you shrink from the high calling of being bold and serving your duty as an American to the Lord Jesus. Father God, Lord Jesus, God, we come before you as a united front. Men who stand for your principles, men who stand on your doctrine, men who are not afraid of the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are men that you have put a calling in our heart, God. Please stir us to more action. Stir this whole country. Move the men's hearts in this country to reclaim what was once theirs. This spiritual demonic oppression, this atheistic reign, this liberal Marxist reign over America will come to an end. We declare Jesus Christ and his Spirit the only way to heaven. And every American that does not believe in that, the door, let it hit you on the way out. We will see you at war. You are aligned with our enemies. We will go to war with the enemies of God and the uncircumcised Philistines that have crossed the border to destroy our way of life. So God, we just worship you, and we thank you for the stirring in our hearts today to stand for you. We ask for the forgiveness of our nation.
What's funny, guys, is that I forgot what school it was. Oh my God. I should really write these thoughts down or stuff down when I see it. But there was a school giving out the Quran and like a little prayer thingy that will allow you to change into it. This girl needs help. I'm telling you, someone needs to go there and say the prayer for exorcism just so we could get it on film and see if any of these people react, because that would be nuts.
That is also January 6th insurrectionist. He was in the western side on January 6th. He pushed
okay, and
he pushed police barricades. Yep, this guy right over here. Kim Sargente. Sorgente.
The left is thriving off the deranged, woke, mental health disorders. I don't care who you are. No conservative has ever showed up.
I'm telling you guys, just one time someone should just do the prayer.
Holding the cross, that is Anthony Vole.
An amazing patriot, unmitigated health disorder right here. We will make sure in the future of our country, people like you will be locked up in a padded cell. Make asylums great again. Make asylums great again. Make asylums great again. Lock her up. Stand up again. Ecuador. Go back to Ecuador. She's not an American citizen.
And yet, these are the people that supposedly that are for democracy, right? They're always crying about it, saying, "Oh, but democracy!" And look at, they don't care.
Immediate deport.
Illegal American
Make hijabs illegal. Make Sharia law illegal. Make
I think they should make Sharia law illegal across the board.
Sorry, I'm not single there, crazy stalker. I'm sorry, I'm not single there, crazy stalker. Demonic liberal lunatics. Demonic liberal lunatics. No!
A criminal!
You would never go to a Mexican protest and do that because you're scared.
Criminal.
We're down here waving free Palestine.
This is my protest.
Sorry for this loud, ignorant person.
Save our country from these invaders. We are in an existential crisis. Bolivian immigrants who hate Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior of our country, and these liberal lunatics will be driven out. We will drive these people away from our country.
I'm just trying to.
These are self-hating white people. They want to see the destruction of their own people. Their grandchildren's grandchildren will come out.
What does it matter? Why are they always asking what our nationality is? Like, our ancestry. Like, that's stupid.
You have to have.
You know what's crazy, guys? I grew up, okay, when my grandparents came here, and like I told you guys before, I was born here. And so what my grandparents used to always tell me was that when you go to somebody else's country, you treat it like you're going to their house. You respect all their laws, all their rules. You do as, you know, as the Greeks do, kind of deal, you know? And so this person, crazy. That girl is crazy. Oh my God, that chick's crazy. But the thing is that she's asking about like nationality and all this stuff. My grandparents always taught us not to look at that. Like they liked the speech that Martin Luther King Jr. said, you know? So they always told us to judge people based on the content of their character, for us not to see color. So I wasn't a person who would ever look at your skin color to base my thoughts on, you know? And not to mention, I told you guys before, Latin people come in every shade of the rainbow. We have like from the darkest of dark to the whitest of white. You know, like I've told you guys before, my ex, he was blonde hair, green eyes, pan blanco, like his skin color was like white like this, okay? And he was full-blooded Mexican, you know? But if people saw him on the street, they thought he was a white guy, and they would talk Polish to him, and he'd be like, I am not Polish, I'm Mexican. So I don't understand why these people are always asking you about race. Like they did that to Savannah Hernandez. They asked her, what are you? What's your race? Are you Mexican? It's like, what does it matter if I am? Like, why do you care? For some people that are supposed to be colorblind, y'all seem to like it way too much. Like, that's just crazy to me.
15-year-old
girl. We have no dignity. These people are honorless scum. Bolivian invaders. Socialist mongrels. Deport all mongrel third world invaders.
Yep, deport them all. Deport them all. Deport them all.
Exercise out of her body.
I'm not a Satanist. I am not a Satanist. I don't know why you guys are saying
I doubt that very highly. I can hear a demon literally lurching out of your body.
Probably. I'm telling you, they need to do the Lord's Prayer of exorcism.
He wants out.
Can you imagine? And bring holy water. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh man. Even the demons don't want to hang out with that thing, man. Look, that demon is begging to get out.
Disgusting! I'm gonna spit on me first, but that's fun. Disgusting! I'm gonna spit on me first, but that's fun. Hey, if you spit on me, you liar! You liar! Spit on me. Liar! He didn't do anything. He's a liar. You are a liar. You are lying. You are lying. You
Just so you guys know, in Chicago, that would be considered assault. Even just like, okay, Tim made a valid point that like when you're from Chicago, this is why we learn like we don't do anything. We got you let the person throw the first punch, and then you could wail on them, you know, because then it's like they started it, but you ended it, you know. So like in Chicago, even if you like do this, like where you make them flinch, you know, that's considered assault, and you could go to jail. Like even just making the threat of it. Oh.
Man, you report ISIS behind the flower pot, all right? Just behind the flower pot. Behind that tree. Behind this tree. Where exactly is that?
Oh shit. Secret Service. Holy crap.
I'm getting taped. Don't cross this.
You see this is online? Don't cross it. That's crazy that Secret Service is out. Like, aren't they like top, you know? You don't mess with those guys.
These are literally Jake's text messages to what he thought was a 15-year-old hoax.
Which turned out to that was fake.
This page is that photo, by the way. Let me help you out with that. I haven't actually heard your perspective on this. We were throwing a bikini and burqa march, and my team was reaching out to women online, and some hoax phishing account revealed that they were too young, and then my team said they couldn't come to the protest, and it was over. Just a contrived BS.
Also go to the QR code of him doubling down, talking about breeding little girls.
Wait, where does it say breeding little girls there? I don't see that. She's making things up. Are you mad that nobody would have a child with you?
Yeah. Maybe that's why all these women are angry. Maybe they just needed to get, like, they had never had good deed, you know, like a good O.
And essentially, they had a good conversation. Jake
That's why
paid
they're
for
so
his ticket. He
angry.
didn't have the method of payment that was required to get on the bus. It's his first time in D.C. And so they got to talking. And one thing he found was interesting was somebody that was affiliated with the Black Power organization paid part of the ticket, and then Jake paid the other half of the ticket. So there's two people on the opposite side of the political spectrum did a good deed to help this guy get on the bus. So I think it kind of shows we're not as far apart in some ways as what they might think we are.
But then this other guy ended up spitting on him?
Yes, that was just
Jeez, you can hear her scream all the way from there.
I think he's a Hasidic Jew. I was suspicious of the way that he was behaving, because the way he was circling around, smirking, coming behind us. I thought something was going to happen. Well, the gentleman that got spit on was preaching the gospel to him. That's why he got spit on, for preaching the gospel to a Hasidic Jew. No, he didn't spit back. He immediately freaked out, but he didn't spit back.
He's a little nut.
I don't have any. He's never been part of our crew. Just like he's never been with me. Just like these random bottom feeders. They see I'm doing an event and they just show up.
What? You saying that Brian Benker's a random bottom feeder?
Brian Benker's a random bottom feeder. Fuck yeah, disgusting. Disgusting. Fuck yeah.
He actually likes
watching this right now. Dude, what's wrong with you?
January 6th insurrection.
I mean, I'm hanging out with my team. I mean, these are like the Crusaders, basically.
Traitors.
Do you guys want like some Christian gear?
Traitors.
The whole bunch of you working together?
Traitors.
Kind of.
That's an interesting theory.
Where's your metal bats? Where's your metal bats? This guy brought a metal bat to the Capitol on January 6th. He beat up.
And I'm gonna bring another one, 2029.
What the hell does that
January
mean?
6th, 2029. I'll be there. Fuck yeah, I'll be there.
Is he committing another? He's admitting to another crime.
Oh, it's not a crime.
I'm admitting to standing for my country at any given moment.
Dude, oh my God, why the fuck would...
He didn't say that he was going to start an insurrection. He just said that he's going to come prepared.
Vermont and first.
Another Capitol attack?
We are going to take the Capitol from the tyrants.
Oh my God! Traitor! Traitor!
fucking traitors fucking planning another
You're from
capital
Bolivia.
attack. I'm Bolivian American.
Fucking sand nigger, get away from me.
Bolivian American. Did you guys catch that?
Disgusting.
Traitors.
Thank you guys for your service. God bless you. Thank you. The grave is empty. The tomb is empty. Jesus is alive. Rest that one.
Traitor. Arrest me for what?
Arrest the frumpy one. Arrest the frumpy one.
Threatening Capitol officers on January 6, 2026. Bye-bye, loser! Bye-bye, loser! Bye-bye, insurrectionists! Bye, insurrectionists! Traitors! Traitors! Bye, pussy bitch!
I swear, these leftists always just, they're just so annoying, guys. Like, they need some help. They need, like, medical help. You know, we need to make asylums great again. Because these people have lost the plot. So we have another one of these. This was at the anti-ICE protest. It says, you know, again, adult toys, play carnival games outside. So we kind of saw it from one angle. This is like another angle of it. And it's not very long.
Can you go ahead and turn around for me real quick? I'm just gonna detain you and put you in handcuffs, okay?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, yes ma'am.
Why?
Turn around, please.
On August 12, 2025, an officer responded to a call about a battery.
Hello, all right, who's involved? Who called? You called?
I called on this gentleman.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Are you hurt?
No, not really.
Did you witness this? No. No? Anybody around? Just you and him? All right. So what's going on, man?
I live upstairs and I'm trying to work. I had a phone call coming and this noise just keeps going and going and going. So I just was on the balcony and I was like, excuse me, like, can you make that noise stop? Because he wasn't in the vehicle, it wasn't moving or anything. Like, can you just make the noise stop? Like, I have to get on this phone call. People live up here. And he just dismissed me. So I came down and I was like, can you please make this noise stop? And he's like, get the out of here. And I'm like, oh, I'll get the out of here. So I come around to the side. I didn't get in the vehicle, but it was slightly open, so I just stepped up and I shut it off one notch. And he pulled me by my arm down, and he like held on to me really tight and like pulled me. And so I pushed him to get off of me, and then he punched me in the face.
Okay. You have your ID or anything on you?
I can go get it upstairs.
All right.
Like that escalated
really quick.
extremely quick.
Can you go ahead and turn around for me really quick? I'm just gonna detain you and put you in handcuffs, okay?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, yes ma'am.
Why?
Turn around, please.
Why? Is this a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
What is happening?
Like I said, I'm detaining you right now. You're not under arrest, but I'm just detaining you.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Okay.
My feet are burning on this ground. Can you?
Any statement can be and will be used against you in your court of law. Do you understand your rights, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So
What I don't understand is why I'm in handcuffs right now.
Because you're detained, I'm by myself, and you came from your house down here because of a noise from the garbage truck, and you pushed this gentleman. Okay. Hold on. That's what you just told me. So I'm by myself. Hold on. I'm by myself, so I'm detaining you because I'm by myself. Okay. We gotta cause a.
He's the one who punched me in the face.
Listen,
This doesn't make any sense.
All right. I asked you if you were hurt and did you need medics. I don't see any injuries on you, but from what you just told me, okay, you went and entered his car, his work vehicle.
I just
you
shut
turned
the
it
thing
off.
off.
Okay. Can you shut the car off from the outside, ma'am?
I was standing on the thing and I pulled. Now I can't do anything, but I just shut it off. I didn't get in the vehicle. I just stepped on the thing and he grabbed me and pulled me down.
Okay.
And
I'll
so
be
I
right
pushed
back.
him
Okay.
off of me.
I'll be right back.
While the officer went to talk to the driver, the other continued the conversation with the woman.
This guy pulled me down off of the truck.
Because you got in his truck.
I didn't get in it. All I did was shut the one thing off.
You're just not going to accept the consequences of your actions, huh?
Is he gonna have any consequences?
He's protecting his truck. It's his property.
It looks like this is part of that.
Okay, well, he's
It's not,
finding
guys.
that out. I just
It's been
don't
like
see
a goddamn
what
bullshit.
did you think was going to happen.
This one is just noisy garbage truck with whatever. Okay, so we'll just go to a different video because, well, we could just watch it. Just finish it, right?
It sounds like it. It sounds a little bit like it. For you to reach into someone's truck, that's asinine, in my opinion. It's a crime.
I didn't even get in the truck. I didn't vandalize it. I shut it off.
Trespassing, at least.
Because I live here.
You reached in his truck.
I didn't get in it.
You reached in it.
So?
Trespassing.
No.
Okay, we'll find out.
I grabbed her, okay, pulled her down, so you don't supposed to be in this truck at all. Okay. And she hit her stuff in the mouth, and so you just punched me. Okay. You ready, lady?
At any point did you hit her? Okay. So let me ask you this: did she put any hands on you, or did she touch you at all?
She pushed me.
She pushed you? How did she push you? In the chest?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hurt at all?
No.
Okay.
After getting the driver's side of the story, the officer decided to place the woman under arrest.
All right, so man, you're gonna be placed under arrest today for simple battery.
Are you kidding me?
No, ma'am.
He punched me in the face, and I'm the one that's going to jail. I've got my 2 dogs upstairs. I have to pee. I have to call work. This is insane to me right now, and nothing's happened to him. He's a grown man who punched a woman in the face.
Like I told you earlier, I still don't understand hold on a second. I don't understand why you think you have the right to go into someone else's property.
Go into it. I just shut it off 1 notch to shut the noise
You're
off.
lucky. I'll be honest with you. You're lucky you're not going to jail for stealing a vehicle, because technically.
Joking me?
No.
That is so extra.
Well, so listen, so I know it's a lot going on, but I need you to calm down.
My dog's upstairs
All right.
like that.
Okay,
No, I
so
cannot calm down. He punched me in the face.
Hold on. First of all, listen. I'm telling you right now where we're at, but I'm saying if you need to make arrangements and stuff, we can help you with that. But I'm just telling you right now, if that was a police car and we had sirens on there, would you come down there and do the same thing you did to that car?
Not a police car. I'm not an idiot.
Okay. Well, I'm just letting you know, when you trespassed inside the work vehicle.
Go in it. My arm was in it at the most.
Okay.
I was still on this bottom rung.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you right now, based on what
Are you laughing with him? He punched me in the face. I'm sorry. Excuse me. He punched me in the face, and you're over there laughing with him. And
You don't know
nothing's
what I
gonna
was
happen?
doing. I'm sorry. Where are your shoes?
Well, they're upstairs. I live here.
Okay.
Yes, nobody does.
Okay.
Do you have a neighbor or somebody that can take care of the dogs?
I could put one in the crate, but this is just crazy. He punched me in the face.
You're missing everything before that.
You're missing the punch in the face. I've never been punched in the face in my life.
Wait. The very first crime that was committed was you entering his truck.
I didn't enter his truck. My arm went in the truck, and I shut the notch off. One thing, I was coming out of the truck. I never went in. To turn off a vehicle,
Is he good?
put in handcuffs and arrested because I shut off someone's vehicle.
No, I don't need anything else from him.
There's a case number.
I gave him a case to give him
shit.
You got
Watch your
truck
mouth.
information, the tag on the truck?
No, I didn't get that.
These have license plates on them?
Up front.
Up front? All right, let me just get that real quick. Yeah, what's up, boss?
I gotta go finish tying down.
Okay.
But when I do that, I'm gonna make a lot of noise. That's what I can figure out.
That's too bad. You can do your job.
Thanks.
You're fine.
Let me get a victim's right pamphlet so I can go ahead and give him home, have him sign it, and yeah, you're back.
Wait, he's the victim?
Yeah.
Are you guys serious? This is like a nightmare right now.
Listen.
He punched me in the face. I don't understand what you guys don't understand about that. I called the cops on him.
I know, but there is no logical reason for you to leave your residence and do what you did today. That's what happened, and that's why we're in this situation.
Logical. Because I couldn't stand the noise and I had to get on a phone call at 2:30. Like, if you don't like repetitive noises either, then maybe you understand how I was up there just listening and listening and listening, going, oh my God, it's giving me anxiety.
So it got to the point where he has to pull you out of the car, and then you're alleging that he punches you, hit you, and then you push him.
When he pulled me off of the stairs, like he was holding on to me. He didn't just pull me. He was grabbing my arm and didn't let go. Pulled me down, and he had his hand still on me, and I go, get off of me, and I pushed him in the chest, and that's when he punched me in the face. And I wasn't even in the vehicle. I turned the key. That was it. It's like the smallest thing.
Wouldn't that be
turn
that
the key without getting in the vehicle is what I'm asking.
Because there's 2 stairs on there, and I just reached my hand in. I didn't have to
That
get
means you went in the vehicle.
She
hand did, yeah,
assaulted
absolutely.
him by
But I didn't
pushing
get
him
in the vehicle
first,
to
and then
vandalize. I was
he
in there
hit
looking
her
like I wanted
back,
to drive it.
That's
which
what
is
trespassing
self-defense.
It's not that you went in there to take something or commit another crime, but you weren't supposed to be in there. You had no permission to be in that vehicle. That's trespassing in a vehicle. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but I just don't see it that way, and I think it's really, and you can shake your head and that's
Florida
fine.
state statute says it. I mean, there's no, you don't have to see it that way, but that's how it is. And you don't seem to understand it, but we're telling you how it is, and that's what it is.
I just think it's really dramatic.
Take it up with the governor, then. I don't know what to tell you. It's Florida state statute. You're not going to change it. Your opinion's not going to change it.
Detain me and
Absolutely. It's our job.
Punching me in the face.
It's our job to enforce the law. Literally our job.
I didn't get in the vehicle.
You just said you did.
I put my arm in the vehicle to shut the thing off. That's all.
To be quite honest with you, what you committed, it's a theft of a vehicle. You deprived him. Hold on a second.
No, I don't want to hear you.
You deprived him of his truck. It's a grand theft. In my
being a real jerk.
No, I'm not. I'm just holding you accountable to your actions.
No, you're.
I'm holding you accountable to your actions.
You're saying I thefted a car.
Yes.
Do you hear yourself?
Technically, yeah.
Do you hear yourself?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Please don't talk to me. Please don't even talk to me.
Now, listen.
Listen, I respect the cops. I do, but that's ridiculous.
At this point, is there any possible way that we can at least put this to the side for a quick second, just to like see maybe you can get somebody to watch the dogs? Like, I know that you're concerned about them, and I don't want to see them like, thirsty or hungry. Do you have somebody that you want? Maybe we can give a call or something like that too.
Yeah. Can you guys come upstairs with me?
After going upstairs, she'd be transported to the Palm Beach Gardens PD for processing.
That's crazy. I swear, these people are crazy. Like, I don't understand. Okay, I have, like, people that come to pick up my trash, right? And they make all kinds of noise. Especially when you live in a middle of nowhere, you can have all kinds of noises. And honestly, it doesn't bother me. Now, the crazy thing is that she lives, like, in a city. You hear constant noises. Like, once you move to, like, the middle of nowhere, you'll notice a difference. Because the quiet kind of like freaks you out at first because it's so quiet, especially if you lived in the city for all your life. So when we moved from like Chicago to Texas, it was crazy because we were on a ranch and it was dead silent, and we were so used to hearing like the buses, the cars, the police, the ambulances, people just walking by talking super loud, cars bumping, we're so used to hearing that noise. So when you're in the middle of nowhere and all of a sudden you hear nothing, it kind of freaks you out, especially when it's super pitch black. Like, you look around like, oh my God, I'm like gonna die. There's something's gonna come through the cornfield and kill me. I've watched so many horror movies, and then you start hearing other noises. Like, you'll hear like the owls, like nature, you hear all these different animals. And then eventually you get used to it, like, we got used to it by having all this around us, all this silence. So when people would visit us from the city, they'd be freaking out because they would hear all these noises and they'd be like, your house is so quiet. It's too quiet. Like, there's no noises. And we're like, yeah, that's what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere. It's like you're surrounded by nature. Nothing's around you, That's the whole point. It's supposed to be peaceful. But yeah, for someone like her who lives in the city, I think she should have been used to the noises. I think she was just being dramatic. That's just my opinion, guys. But yeah, I think she was just being a little too extra for my taste. So I wanted to kind of leave you guys with this video. I felt like it was an interesting video. This is from Tim Pool. I don't know if you guys know this guy, but this is a guy that's been, I want to say, terrorizing, other countries by acting a fool, by living the stereotype. Let's just say that. So yeah, I love it when karma comes for everybody. I'm a big believer in karma. So I believe like what you put out in the universe is what you're going to get back. So if you're going to be a terrible person, it's going to come back to you. Now, I know a lot of people don't like karma because they feel like they want it to be instant. They want it to be in that moment. And it's like, that's not how karma works. Karma gets you when you least expect it. And that's how it's supposed to be, I feel like maybe sometimes karma comes after you when you're at your highest moment. Like when you're so happy and then it just like sucks you in the face, But that's just my thought. So let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Sweet, juicy justice. Johnny Somalia has been sentenced to 6 months in a labor camp.
Yep.
And he will have to register as a offender, if you know what I mean. This is a nuisance streamer. For those that don't know, this guy was in South Korea, did a bunch of nuisance things, disrespecting the country, and they said, arrest him. Now, the funny thing is, This guy said, I'm going to pay a fine. Quote, they'll give me a fine and say, don't come back to Korea. He is a smug, nuisance, lunatic, and I have been sick of these YouTubers for a long time.
Same.
So to hear this guy's getting locked up in a labor camp, it is just sweet, juicy justice.
Yep.
You want to understand who this guy is? Let me play a video for you, and then we'll talk about the details, his arrogance, and why I am so happy that South Korea has done this. Here's the video breaking it down. Actually, can I open it on, let's open it on YouTube so it's easier to watch. Here you go.
Who's been engaged. The video of an American YouTuber who's been engaging in outrageous acts such as insulting the Statue of Peace and causing disturbances in convenience stores recently went viral online and sparked outrage in South Korea. The YouTuber was eventually booked by the police on Thursday. His name is Johnny Somali, a 24-year-old American man who makes money by uploading controversial actions on his YouTube channel. During his travels in Korea over the past month, Somali uploaded a video of himself kissing the Statue of Peace in Itaewon and performing a lewd dance in front of the monument. He also uploaded a video of himself pouring instant noodles on a convenience store table after an employee stopped him from drinking alcohol. As Somali's utter disrespect for proper behavior continued and criticism mounted, local police confirmed it was investigating his actions. The Mapa police station in Seoul said it booked Somali on obstruction of business activities. It was also confirmed that charges have been filed against the American live streamer for assault and illegal drug use. He has since been banned from leaving South Korea. Meanwhile, a 20-something former Navy Special Forces member who recently attacked Somali was arrested and questioned by police, although he was subsequently released.
So, Somali, this dude intentionally is messing with this society, with Korea, insulting them because he is a pathetic loser who is good at nothing. And this is, I absolutely despise nuisance streamers. They have no skill, they have no talent, they have no merit. So they take dumps on the floor trying to get attention. And you know what? It works because people like the drama. Well, you know what else works? 6 months in a labor camp for this person. Happy to see it. IGN reports.
Yep.
Ramzi Khalid Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, the infamous American streamer arrested in Japan, Israel, and South Korea for his provocative behavior, has just been imprisoned in South Korea. Found guilty of all charges in a South Korean court, Ismail, who describes himself as a troll, has been sentenced to 6 months in a labor camp, plus an additional 20 days of detention. He will also be deemed a sex offender for 5 years following a deep-fake sex video he posted online, and is unable to work with organizations related to minors, adolescents, and disabled people after release. Standing ovation to Korea. These are my people. A little bit, but yes, I love it. 25-year-old was charged for public nuisance in November of 24 after reportedly kissing the Statue of Peace, a memorial of victims of sexual slavery, and performing lap dances on said statue. It followed similar stunts in Tel Aviv, Israel, where he made inappropriate comments to a female police officer, and in Japan, where he taunted residents about the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Consequently,
That's terrible.
He's been banned from pretty much all streaming platforms, including Twitch, Kick, Rumble, and Party. Bravo to all streamers. I can't believe Twitch banned him. Twitch only bans you when you say things like little kids shouldn't get their balls chopped off. That's what they ban you for, right? Or they banned Asmongold because he said he didn't care what illiterate third worlders thought about his country or something like that. They banned him for that. Ismail did apologize for the stunt in Korea, saying he was truly sorry for having been disrespectful, but was banned from leaving the country under probation rules
We know
as
he
authorities
wasn't.
investigated him. He was ultimately charged with 8 counts, 2 counts of a special act of sexual violence crimes, 2 minor crimes, and 4 counts of interference of a business, and went to court on March 7th. Ismail was certain he wouldn't be imprisoned, saying in his stream, "I know for a fact that I'm not going to go to jail, not one day in jail. I'm going to laugh my ass off when all these mother effers are saying that I'm going for 30 years, 20 years, 5 years, 10 years. I'm not even going to do one day, bro. They'll give me a fine and say, don't come back to Korea. You're the one that's going to look so dumb when I don't get any jail time for anything or anything. Bro, I'm going to laugh like an effing villain." Yeah? Laugh in a labor camp, bro. Labor camp. Let's go. I hate these people, guys. I hate these people. And what I can't stand is in the United States, they go, you have a First Amendment right to be a nuisance. You're not. No, I'm done with this. I don't want to live in this stupid world where you are allowed to go and mess with people, dump food on the table, shove them, try and start fights. Now, I want to pause real quick. You know I'm a big fan of? You know I'm a big fan of? I love auditors. I absolutely love these videos. Guys, you ever see these auditor videos? These dudes go out with cameras. They'll wear a waist strap with a 360 camera coming up.
Okay, so he talks about the auditors for a bit. Let's see.
I'm sick of this. It's lefties, dude. It's these lefties that go like attack Savannah Hernandez. That's exactly my point. I am allowed to go and film and document what is going on. And so while you might say these auditors don't have a real reason to just be filming, the real reason is they're creating a presence of you can't tell me to stop filming. And I respect it. I love it. Now, I think it's fair to say some of these guys are just trying to create some acrimony, as it were. That's why I bring it up in this context. But it blows my mind. I love these videos. Some guy will walk out and he'll be like, what are you filming? And they'll be like, I'm just filming. And they'll be like, stop. And they'll be like, no. And then in a bunch of these videos, the guy will be like, don't film me. And they'll swing at the guy and they'll get pepper sprayed. And I'm just like, bro, what is wrong with these people, dude? You have no right to film me. Yeah, I can film whatever I want.
Jesus.
I walk up to the guy and say, hey, what are you filming
They
for?
need
I'm like,
to
nothing,
go
just
to,
film. And I'm like, oh, cool. You an
an
auditor?
asylum,
And they're like,
to
yeah.
be
And I'm like,
honest.
let's go. I've seen some of these too. I love it. They'll walk up to the auditor guy and be like, are you guys an auditor? And they'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, yeah. And they'll fist bump. I love your videos, man. And it's the funny thing is, what ultimately is the video that these guys put up? Confrontations with people who try to tell you you can't film. Now, that being said, I bring it up in this context. You might argue that the auditors are doing it because they know they're going to get a rise out of people that makes funny content. Fair point. But having these layers of individuals who are literally doing nothing but filming, you can walk right up to them and say, howdy, how's it going? Do you mind if I ask you why you're filming? And if they say, just filming, you can go, okay, have a good day. That's it. The nuisance streamers go up to you. They try and start fights. They shove you. There's that one kid where he got in people's faces and shoved them, and then his security guard would intervene if you tried to do anything. So he would attack you and then had a goon with him to stop you from doing anything about it. This is insane. These people need to go to jail. It's been going on for way too long. We've seen this stuff for decades. I remember watching these old videos on YouTube. Dudes would go up to black people and say something that sounds like the N-word, like my neighbor, intentionally to get a rise out of people. Now, here's where it gets worse. Some of these videos were real. They'd walk up to somebody and they'd insult them or outright just call them a racial slur. Then they'd get their asses beat. However, much of it was fake. But the fake videos spawned real videos because young people, or just people in general who saw this, did not know that these videos were staged. So let me give you an example, right? There's a video, one of these, I'll just give you a generic example. The guy walks up and says, what's up, my neighbor? And then 3 black guys are like, yo, what did you just say to me? And they start beating him up. And I'm like, that's fake. That's just fake, right? But there was another video that got a bunch of views where someone straight up started calling people the N-word. And I'll tell you why I think this one was real. Dude's walking down the street. And he's walking past a young black guy, probably like 20 or early 20s, and then he calls him the N-word, and the black guy just goes, excuse me? And then he was like, sup? And the black guy just shakes his head and like puts his arms out and just keeps walking. And I'm like, dude, I hate these people. I hate these people. I get that these guys will hire black dudes to cause a problem because they're going to get clicks to do it. But then you see these videos where the dude literally just called some random black dude the N-word, and the dude just looks so sad. Like, bro, I'm walking down the street, and you just dropped that on somebody. And they're like, haha, I'm going to get a bunch of views for that. How about the dude at the mall right by us? You remember this one? He gets in the face of the DoorDash guy. The DoorDash guy's like, what are you doing? He holds the phone up to his face. Dude pulls a gun and shoots him in the chest. They arrested the DoorDash driver. Bro, he was being assaulted. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know that this guy was trying to attack him, to mug him. Guy gets up in his face holding a phone. It's not a joke, man. These people need to get locked up. Homie thought he was going to get a fine But you know what happened?
Because
The
they're
prosecutors
so
in South
used
Korea
to
took one look at this guy and said, he's going
like
to keep
soft
doing
on
it.
crime
He's done it over and over
situations.
again. He needs to go to a labor camp. I hope they make him break
Consequences.
rocks.
We need to make consequences great again, guys.
Oh, bro. 6 months in a labor camp. But you know what? I got to be honest. He's not going to learn a lesson. He's not. 6 months is not enough. He's not going to learn his lesson. He got a bunch of press attention from this. He's going to get out in 6 months. He's going to leave the country and immediately go back to doing the exact same thing. Because here's the thing.
They'll never
In
learn.
the United States, the police in this country ain't going to do anything about this stuff. They're not going to do a thing about it. They're going to say, well, I'll tell you. You go to New York. A guy can punch you in New York City, and the cops won't arrest him. It's not an exaggeration. I've actually had this happen. See, in Illinois, it goes like this. And complain about Illinois, whatever, but it goes like this.
Yep.
You walk up to somebody in Illinois and cock your fist back, you're under arrest for assault.
Yep.
Assault is putting someone in reasonable fear of bodily harm or death. So you can't flinch at somebody. They can have you arrested for assault.
Which sucks because
the cops won't.
Which sucks because in Chicago, I don't know if you guys used to do this, but we used to do this growing up. It would be like the 2 for flinching. So you would go up to somebody and go like that, and then if they jump back, you're like 2 for flinching, you know? That's pretty violent if you think about it. But yeah, that was the way we would do it in Chicago. You know, you would do these like silly games to pass the time because, you know, back then when you were younger, you know, being a latchkey kid, you didn't have the internet until probably like maybe in my 20s, I want to say, is when we had the internet.
Always do something about it. The law is on your side. In New York, not so much. In New York, it was described to me as there has to be evidence of physical harm. So I'm in New York and a guy threatens me. And so, long story short, a guy's threatening me. I walk into a gas station. I say, I don't want to get into a fight with this crazy guy. Can you call the cops? The cops show up. And I say, this guy, he's threatening me standing outside the gas station. I'm staying inside because I don't want to get into a fight. Can you do something about this? And they go, no. And I was like, what? And they were like, you can leave right now while we're here, but dudes didn't commit a crime. And I'm like, he threatened to attack me. And I'm like, you want me to just get into a fight with this crazy guy right now? No, I go inside, I call you, and like, well, it's taken care of. That's what they do in New York. They said.
So the funny thing is that the hard thing about this whole situation, like when you have different laws in different states, it's hard for you to know what you are allowed and not allowed to do. Like you really have to kind of, you know, like when you go by, like let's say if you decide to relocate, I would recommend people look up the law so that you don't make the same mistakes most people do, because like you said, in Chicago, when you threaten somebody, they could go to jail. But in New York, it was like, well, we can't do nothing about it. He didn't physically hurt you, so deuces, you know? So I think that's really important when you're going to different states. Now, in regards to this guy, hilarious. Karma came for him, like I said, guys, because this guy was being a nuisance. He was disrupting people's lives, not respecting the other people's cultures. This is also, you know what gets me too? Is when you have people like this acting a fool, they're kind of pushing the stereotype, which is going to instill it in other cultures, thinking like, I don't want these type of people around us because they do A, B, and C. So he's ruining it for everybody else because of his actions, you know, which sucks, you know, for the rest of the people. But yeah, this is what we have tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Time's up, my little heathens. Harley's gotta cause more trouble. Thanks for the chaos.